Good evening, folks. Probably picked the wrong game, didn't we? Last two, the Drua and the Highlanders, plus the Crusaders and Tars were pretty good. Can this game live up to those heady levels? I don't know, folks. How's everybody doing? We are getting ready for the Rebels against the old Moana Pasifika boys. I haven't even got any coverage yet. Am I missing something? Am I doing something wrong? Am I on the wrong channel? No. Rebels against Moana Pasifika. Says coverage started at 9:30. Junaid, mate, how's it going? Daramundi, Starleo, Waratahs, eh? This game's going to be a stinker, right? This game has to be horrible because genuinely the last two games have been very close and entertaining. What is going on? What is going on? There's no way this game can live up to that. I'm setting the bar low. Crowd was great in Fiji. Crowd was great in at Leichhardt Oval. And two really cracking games. Like, what was the points difference? 3 points and then 3 points. Ah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Victoria says, how about those Crusaders? I know, right? Yeah. Simon, how's your elbow, man? Are you still in hospital or what? Dr. H is up the Tars. Exactly. What a shift. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Horrible game equals great chat. You're probably right. Oh, what did I do with my phone? Oh, it's over there. Okay, because I know Gaza sent me some messages. I haven't listened to them yet, so we'll save those for a bit later. What is up with the kickoff times? Isn't it supposed to be 9:45? Anyway, still looks like they're getting things ready. 2 cents and fellow watchers. Hope the Moana Pacific can put a better performance to make this game more interesting. I hope so as well, mate. We will see. Rebels have been in a decent run of form, so I think they still go in as favourites, but you never know. Love the crowd in Fiji, Daramundi. It's going to be an interesting one to see what kind of crowd they can get into Fiji going forward, eh? Because it's one thing to all show up for the first game. I'm old enough to remember the first time the Warriors played in Auckland. Because on the night of the first Warriors game, I was at Waikaraka Park, which is a dirt kind of speedway circle with my dad. And it's just down the road from Mount Smart Stadium. And you could hear them, oh my God, over the sounds of roaring engines. You could hear the crowd at Mount Smart Stadium, but that was one night, right? Yeah, so I'm hopeful they can get good crowds there as you know, people get used to having a team in Fiji, but we'll have to wait and see. It was a good crowd either way. Sinead's feeling crap after that one. It was a crazy game, man, if nothing else. If nothing else. Northman, will this game will go down to the wire? Nah, this one's going to be lopsided just to spoil our fun because the last two games have been so good. So, yeah. Channel 9 want more advertising dollars. That's why they haven't delayed kickoff? Have delayed kickoff? Which game was on 9? Is it this one? Poor showing from the Crusaders SNG of a schoolboy eras. Yeah, very. I mean, they were better in the second half for sure, but left themselves with a bit too much to do, eh? Crusaders' loss is huge for the comp itself. I mean, so far, for the competition of Super Rugby Pacific, the first game with the Chiefs and the Reds was a bit of a nail-biter. The Blues only just got over the Force, and the next two games have been nail-biters. So far, this weekend is pretty healthy, albeit we've only had one New Zealand team lose. It's still been a pretty good weekend, right? I know all the games are in Australia as well. Like, it's not like the Crusaders lost down in Christchurch to the Tars, but still, yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. Let's go Moana. Says nice for takeaways indeed, mate. Be massive if they can get a win, eh? I'm not sure how I'm rooting for this one. I don't really mind. Both sides could certainly use a win. How was the Drua versus the Highlanders? Up, you mate? Good. Yeah, good. The crowd was honestly the best crowd you've seen in Super Rugby. Maybe not even just this year. Maybe since that like Blues sellout against the Hurricanes back when we first got released from COVID lockdown. Although Crusaders have had a few good crowds since then, to be honest. Kakana, mate. Good morning. How are you, sir? Not the best crowd in Melbourne as the guys run out onto the pitch. The first two crowds were pretty phenomenal. This one's looking a wee bit sparse. But they did have a ton of rugby on in Melbourne just a week ago. So maybe people who have spent their entertainment budget on last week. Anyway. Chiefs will play in Fiji in the final round. That's good news, eh? Up here, mate, for sure. That's good news that they can at least get 2 home games in Fiji, especially after what we saw at this first game. Amazing. So, yeah. Leichhardt Oval's great. Bro, it was. Like, after watching the Fiji game, I was like, it's going to be depressing to watch the next 2 games and see half-empty crowds. But then the Leichhardt crowd was fantastic. Heaps of people up on the banks. Like, no, it was really good. Game is looking like it's not too far away. In Lautoka, that's right, yeah. The next one with the Chiefs. Should get a good crowd. I have had kickoff now. So I'm behind Junaid as usual. Clock is up on my screen. 10 seconds. Just came up. Re the Warriors origin, says Shane. Do you remember the Winfield Cup became so popular in New Zealand? Sky TV started at 89 on Sunday afternoons. It would unscramble the signal and took off. Is that right? I don't remember that. Does Sky go back to 1989? Really? Far out. That's crazy. I thought it was after that. Lautoka is the more traditional home of the draw. That's even better news, man. I look forward to seeing the crowd. I think it's is it the final round? Yeah. Guess the time difference. 45 seconds. It seems to be standard, mate. This weekend could end in a 50% win ratio for both the Aussie and Kiwi teams. Yeah. If you're counting Moana Pasifika as a Kiwi team. Because the Blues, Chiefs, and Highlanders have already won. Remember having Sky in the early 90s because your dad was a big snooker fan. Okay, my dad got it when, just because of the rugby, basically. Moana Pasifika win the first penalty. Alright. We're about a minute and 45 in. Hope there's no cards in this one up here. It's been a fair few cards this weekend. Tars, Rebels, and Brumbies could win. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Sunday game. Of course, yes. Of course. Oh, yes, Kakanamat. I did see that Munster had a decent win over the Cardiff boys, as expected. Reece Hodge is going to put boot to ball. That's a decent kick. Doesn't find touch, though. Go to Ala. Big offload. Oh, picked up well from Moya's shins. All right, Moana Pacific on the attack. Ooh, that looked a bit forward, and it's forward. Come on, Christian. Stream the Brumbies and Hurricanes blind man. Yes, yes, I need to do that. I haven't set it up yet, but you can lock that in. I'll be streaming that one tomorrow. So yeah, 4 o'clock one. I wanted to talk to my missus before I kind of locked it in because 4 o'clock is still kids are up and about time. Grew up watching delayed Super Rugby coverage on Prime Victoria. Yeah, I don't know how my parents actually afforded Sky when we were growing up because they were only working on my dad's Repco warehouseman wages. And my mum's like sewing from home. I guess that was like an essential service for my dad, I suppose. Elliot is along. Elliot the Tars fan from Wales. Fitting, seeing as it's New South Wales. There you go. Your day has started well, Mr. Morris. Hard to believe the number. Aussie Rugby League was only followed by a relatively small number of league diehards prior to 89. Balmain Canberra, one of the free per game per week, helped take it off. I wish, Shane, mate, that they would get that thick idea, or that idea through their thick heads over here, that maybe putting one, like the Aussies are doing, maybe putting one Super Rugby game a week on live for free wouldn't kill them. You know what I mean? You might actually grow your audience to get some people to subscribe. I don't imagine many people would be like, well, if they're going to show me one game, I'm going to cancel my subscription, because you'd have to alternate which team you showed, right? One week you showed the Blues, the next week you showed the Crusaders, the Chiefs, Hurricanes, Highlanders. So if you want to see your team, you probably need to subscribe. But you might just get a few people to get into it. That's what they're doing in Australia. I don't know. Maybe well, I'm not an economist, so maybe I should just leave well enough alone. Oh, yes, Mr. Milo. I forgot about your offer, which was a donation at the end of the stream to match how many likes we get. I forgot about that. Silly me. All right, folks. Like the stream. Like crazy. Milo is Junaid, if you're not sure. How many likes are we up to? We're at 29 viewers. Don't they show the games on Prime? Yeah, but delayed, man. Delayed. Never live, as far as I'm aware. And Mark, yeah, no, there's no Super Rugby on free live. Only delayed coverage, like Victoria was saying she used to watch. That's an easy like. There we go. One like, $1. 22 likes at the moment. Hey, folks. You're costing Junaid some money, but I promise to put it to a good cause. I don't know what. Probably more beer. Moana Pasifika camped out at this Rebels 22. What can we get? Prime usually gets the delayed game with ad breaks on a Friday at 9 p.m. Right. Yeah. That'd be cool to watch a free game live here in New Zealand. I know, man. Like, they did it in the World Cup, if you remember, when Spark Sport had the World Cup. They put a couple of games on. I think even the final, maybe one of the semis and like one or two of the pool games, they put free to air on like TV1. Like, yeah, man. Build your audience, right? What's the funds at the moment, Elliot? I'm still trying to decide. Because my son was climbing on our deck the other day. This house was built in the 90s, and it's got like a little deck with a handrail, like just only, I don't know, a couple square meters deck. But he was kind of climbing around it, and he's getting bigger, and as he climbed on it, I wasn't laughing at the time, but one of the bottom rails that he was standing on just gave out beneath him and just collapsed. So I need to get my deck fixed. But it's not that high priority because you can still use the deck. It's just there's a big gap on the deck now. Like it's like the first piece that's falling to pieces. So I need to get that done. That's probably on my list. But yeah, Moana Pasifika has been held up. Deck fund. Let's just call it deck fund. Kicking in, mate. You read the news right. The Waratahs, Allard's team, got a pretty good job done against the all-conquering Crusaders. It was unbelievable. The Crusaders, though, with 13 men at the end, almost came back and took it. Anyway. Do I have a pool, Mark? I do not have a pool. I have a deck, I have a carport, I have a small garden, and a couple of feijoa trees. If you don't know what feijoas are, they're a small green fruit, which around this time of the year just drop their fruit everywhere. And Kiwis are pretty notorious for picking them up off the side of the street and eating them because a lot of owners can't get through all their feijoas. I think Feijoa, feijoa. It's kind of a I don't want to call it tart. It's not super sweet fruit anyway. Careful with the deck. I know, Allard. Kiwis in our deck. I think there was a joke for there's a Kiwi YouTube channel called Viva La Dirt League, and they did a joke about these three guys talking about how hard their deck was and wanting to fix their hard deck. Their deck. Giving away a lot of feijoas at the moment. I know, man. The problem with my feijoas on my tree is there's this moth that's apparently all around Auckland at the moment that lays eggs on the feijoas. Rebels have just been yellow card one, by the way, because the Moana guys have got these guys under the pump. They've been held up. But, yeah, they lay these freaking eggs on them, and then you cut open the feijoa, and there's like this little wormy thing getting around. I sprayed some like oil on them, like which is supposed to keep them away, but it's only kind of partially worked out. So about half of our crop is not really edible. Right, Moana Pasifika are going for a maul, I'm assuming. Maul time. It's going. Boomfa. Moana Pasifika is not going to be denied this time. Good try. That was coming. That's been coming for five minutes. Jules, I did see you here. If I didn't acknowledge you, welcome. Your force got so close against my Blues. I think you guys actually deserve to win in the end, but I guess the Blues defense just held. If your goal kicking was a bit better. How's Gaza Mark? No, he's good. He's going good. I saw him today actually. Yeah. I went to because him and my mum looked after my son and my niece overnight because it's school holidays, so they hung out on Saturday. Go Rebels, Pat. Well, they've just conceded. Go Moana, says Simon. Yeah, good try early. So I think I picked the Rebels for this one, eh? Do you think New Zealand and South Australian teams will destroy South African teams' epic game? I don't think so. South African teams are doing pretty well in the URC. He's nailed it. What a conversion. Here we go, folks. It is a 7-0 lead to the boys from Moana Pasifika. Kick and let you down, I know. Unfortunately, but encouraging, eh? Like, it's one of those losses where it's flippin' annoying, but you'd take that to getting blitzed by 40, right? Remember the moth spraying over Auckland during 96? Yeah, what moth was that? It was some moth that was going to devastate New Zealand's industries. They used to like let you know when they were going to spray so that they wouldn't so you could kind of stay inside. It wasn't much over Onehunga. I remember it being like Epsom and places like that got most of it. Yeah, white something moth? I can't remember. But those guava moths are a real bastard, eh? They just keep getting in all the Fijoas. Anytime I find one, I put it in the freezer. I put like I get all my Fijoas which have got the moths in them, the larvae, chuck them in a container and put them in the freezer. So at least I'm putting a dent in the next generation, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think Leinster first team would beat New Zealand and Australian teams. Well, Mark, to be fair, the Leinster first team is pretty much the Irish team. So, yeah. How are you doing, by the way, mate? You still in the States? Or are you still with the fam? All New Zealand teams could have lost this week. Yeah, man. Sinead, you're right. So far, they've all been good games. So we need this one to be a good game. Rebels need to score next. Please. Left the ground pretty happy. Especially, Jules, seeing as you were playing the Blues, who, not to blow my own trumpet, like, they're actually doing pretty well this season. It's not like a normal Blues team. It's a table-topping Blues team. We've only lost one game, so your boys weren't supposed to get anywhere near them. Bloody hell, that crowd is sparse fleshing. Fleshing, mate. The previous game in New South Wales was packed, and the game in Fiji was even more packed. This one's the worst one. And to be fair, they played like 5 games in Melbourne last week, so a lot of people are probably like, bugger it, I'm not going this week. Maybe. Don't know. But this is the worst one of the day. This is the one I'm watching on stream. Go figure. Mark, moth in the freezer to damage the next generation is the most old Kiwi man thing I've ever heard. I'm getting on, Simon, mate. I'm only just shy of 40 years old, which is it's getting on. I'm already feeling it, man. Like, I swear to God, like, I'll wake up and I'll say to my missus, like, man, my shoulder is like sore. Next day, like, oh, I've got such a headache. Next day, I'll be like, because I had knee surgery a few weeks ago, oh, my knee's just playing up. And recently I've been having this weird thing where I wake up after just falling asleep and my heart's like pounding, like I'm having like a mini panic attack. Because I'm like, what? I have to take deep breaths. She's like, man, you're getting old. Fall into bits. Nearly 40. Well, I mean, 39 this year, so not too far away. Five's gone over, but there's a knock on in the build up. Rugby stream anxiety. I don't know, eh? It's only since I've had kids that I ever wake up. I don't know, like your body just goes on alert mode. My missus doesn't. She sleeps through anything. But one of my kids just coughs and I'm like, it's bizarre. You never hear Gazza complaining about body aches? Bro, he just doesn't do that on camera. He's worse than I am. But to be fair, he's also in his 70s, not his late 30s. Oh. Rebels get the penalty at scrum time, so it's not done. Too many pies, nice food. Maybe. I don't really eat many pies anymore, eh? Yeah, I don't know what it is. They reckon it's like, I don't know, stress or something, but what have I got to be stressed about? I think it's just kids. I swear to God, it's just kids. Not enough pies, maybe, Simon, yeah. Like Godzilla Rising, basically, Ellard. Sinead says to watch up, so maybe second time lucky the Rebels are going to get it done. This time it's another maul try. It's the game of maul tries, folks. Here it comes. The whole Rebels team's getting in their car. Gordon's getting in there. Try time. There we go. One more try. Cancels out another more try. When you hit your 40s, you start getting pains from weird places. Basically, I think so, Mark. Yeah. Sinead, my knee's alright for the most part. Before the surgery, it used to be if I walk too far, it's guaranteed to get sore. Now it's just kind of like it randomly just gets sore after the surgery, but not. I can't pick when it's going to happen. I could be sitting doing nothing, it's going to get sore. I could go for a walk and then it gets sore, but it's less than if I walked every day. Eventually it would just get sore. So I think I still made the right call, taking ACC up on their offer to fix my knee. Stalio can't stand the whining on the breakdown. They are pretty negative, eh? The 1 week it was complaining about malls. Last week it was complaining about cards. And they also complained about the crowds. Yeah, they're not the best ads for the game. Do you not want to know how many sausage rolls Victoria ate last week? Are we talking single digits? If you're single digits, I think you're fine. If you're getting into double digits, and that's getting a bit hairy. What a conversion. 7 points apiece, folks. We've got a game here. We've got a game. Boomfa. April Tui, good evening. Nice to see you along. And yes, I will check for them probably tomorrow after the game at some point. 5 sausage rolls is not okay. Sorry, 9 sausage rolls is not okay. Well, if they're small ones, maybe. Great kick, Skipper. Yeah, man, that was a cracking one. Hodgie's not always known for his boot, but I swear he kicks the hard ones and misses the easy ones. You want a Gaza message about the Tars? It'll be on my phone. So half time, we'll play them. We'll play them. Australia genuinely lucky to have Reece Hodge, extremely versatile. But Reece Hodge is honestly like, he's a dice roll. He's going to do something world class. Oh no, he's going to shit the bed. Like, he's generally pretty good. But every now and again, he will just do something mind-numbingly frustrating. Goal kicking, he's especially a bit scattergun, but if it's a hard kick, he's pretty much nailed on to get it. Not necessarily those long kicks he missed for the Wallabies, but anyway. No one here knows the delight of a Jenkins pasty. I do not know what a Jenkins pasty is, Ellard. This is true. Kakinen's off to Canada soon as well. You need to pick a hockey team. Do you? You don't have a hockey team, do you? Do you yet? Yet, do you? You need a hockey team to follow. And yes, Stalio makes a good point. Like, with Reece Hodge, you genuinely have a pretty safe bet if you want to go 6-2 split. You pick a halfback and Reece Hodge because he can play wings 10, 12, 13, fullback. And no doubt you can move somebody else around. If you don't want to play him, you know, at fullback, you can move your fullback into somewhere else, that kind of thing. Pronunciation of what? A Jenkins pasty? 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 It can't be Jenkins. There's only one pronunciation for Jenkins, surely. Oh, good man. Following the Canucks. Equally disappointing as the New York Islanders. Janae, there were a few cards if he bets on. What's Gazza going to start about? Is it going to be refs? Yeah, I would say he's going to crack onto the refs pretty early. Was that Hardwick? Yeah. Hardwick's a good player at the breakdown. Oh, it was Wilkin. Hardwick made the first tackle. Man, this game's attendance is bad. It's pretty bad. But I was saying earlier, they had 5 games in Melbourne last week, so people might be a bit burned out. But the previous 2 games were really good. So it's a bit of a lottery. Melbourne generally doesn't get the best crowd anyway. Maple Leafs are the worst. Just painful being a fan of them. Always find a new way to disappoint. I've got no sympathy for the Maple Leafs, unfortunately. But you can blame John Tavares for that. That's more about me than about anything else. What scoring system was Gazza using tonight? Interestingly, Shane, Gazza switches between the two. He'll tell me that ref is like a 5 out of 10 or like a 10.5 out of 20. Like for some reason, I think he might have done that one here, right? Like he's more generous with the 20-point system. I don't really understand it. Crowd in Fiji was amazing, Jules. Yeah, you're right. It looked phenomenal. And just loud. Loud. I'm going to put my notepad down because not a lot's going on with this one at the moment. Rebels again, though, not opting for 3s. How many likes are we up to now, folks? Remember, Junaid is doing a $1 donation for every like come the end of the stream. I can see we've got 34 viewers. Do we at least have 34 likes? Please. Please. The Rebels are boring, says Ellen. We'll see. They're mauling it again. Here we go. This time the Moana Pasifika defense is holding. Here we go. Gordon Hodgie doesn't get his pass away. 36 and counting. Ooh, happy days. I have definitely never heard of that town, Kakuna, mate. Definitely never heard of it. My Canadian geography is pretty poor. I know where Toronto is. I think I know where Quebec is as well. I know Vancouver, out on the other coast. I vaguely know where Edmonton and Ottawa are. Basically, the hockey teams I'm kind of familiar with. And I know where Grand Bend is because when I worked in China, I worked with a couple of Canadian girls who did their summer work in Grand Bend, just outside of London, Ontario. 43 likes. Oh, there we go. I need to keep asking those reminders. Bull for the likes, people, says Anthony. Exactly. Here we go. The boring Rebels, as Ella puts them, as Ella drops some poundage for his Tars. This is a belated Tars gift. Good man, Ella. Cheers, brother. I'll put this to the deck, I promise. Not just beers. I'll put it to the deck. 20 squids. Buy me some wood for my deck. There we go. Cheers, Alan, mate. There you go. It's just popped up on the screen now. Happy days. Time for a yellow card warning. You notice the captains love asking the ref for which player was the one that infringes. I swear they do that to just keep them on their toes. Oh, I forgot about Montreal. Goodness me. Oh, Winnipeg. Yes, of course, Victoria. Goodness me. I'm forgetting two of the major teams. Mark Scheifele's team. That's at least 30,000 New Zealand dollars. Pretty much, Ellen. Yeah, I think I can retire now. Essentially, buy some wood for my deck. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much the whole Rebels team in that mall. It's got to go over. Well, I think that is kind of good news for Moana Pasifika in that, one, they scored it out wide, and two, they didn't get a yellow card because that was pretty much always going over. It's our first lead change. Up the Warriors, says Jack. Yeah, the Warriors had a win. Really don't want the Rebels to win, says Jules. Well, we'll see. This is still game on at 27 minutes. Yes, hardwood deck, basically. My deck is made of hardwood, and it's a bit broken. So I need... my mate Shane, actually, is the guy who's going to come fix my deck. Not the Shane in the chat, unless he's secretly in the chat and didn't tell me that he's also the builder Shane. Hodgie. He never gets two in a row, surely. Ooh, yeah, he's got it. Far out, he kicks it high, doesn't he? I have a cousin in Vancouver who goes into complete meltdown whenever you mention the American expansion teams. Oh yeah, the Golden Knights. And the Kraken. The Kraken are doing a bit rubbish though, aren't they? Everyone was too burned from all the wheeling and dealing the Golden Knights did. They were a bit more cautious the second time. Really hope Shane from New Zealand gets my deck up and running. Yeah, pretty much. Otherwise, my kids are gonna fall through the cracks on my hardwood deck, basically. Yeah. Oh, missed it. Seattle team, yeah, the Kraken. The Kraken are cool. The Golden Knights are a trash. What did the Golden Knights have? What's all the hate with the Golden Knights, huh? They did exceptionally well in the expansion draft. How big is TikTok in New Zealand, Anthony? You're probably asking the wrong man. You're asking a guy who's almost 40. I don't use TikTok. I find YouTube Shorts kind of annoying, but I have been finding a few recently that have been click-worthy, and they're not bad. But I used to hate the Shorts. They knocked us out of the conference finals. Oh, there you go. Phantom Bugs at it again, Daramundi. Yes. Kepu. Go, Kepu. Where's the support? Tampa Bay and Florida is not bad. Yeah, I want the Lightning to lose because they're too stacked. Yoha, mate, how's it going? Lealiafano puts the dink through. Oh, man, that was closer than it had any right to be, surely. The Crusaders lost, Yoha, mate. The Tars, Allard's Tars. I would say smash them, but they didn't smash them. They beat them. Sure, that's a knock on. On-field try, because he's seen the grounding, but he's not seen the knock on. Wants to check a tackle off the ball. A lot of fans are pissed off with the Knights and what they're currently doing. What are they currently doing? Didn't they sign like Jack Eichel a while ago? I don't know. Shane from New Zealand does live out west, but he's going to leave the deck fixing to the other Shane. Fair enough. The other Shane is genuinely a pretty good builder, but I will admit he's kind of poor with his communications. You'll text him and say, "Bro, I need you to do a job," and he'll be like, "I'm busy as fuck." Excuse my language. And then, "Oh, but I'll do it." And then you won't hear from him, and you'll think he's forgotten about it. And then he'll call you and be like, "Can I come around now? I've just had another job that has cancelled, or it's raining and I can't do the painting there. I want to come and do your job," kind of thing. Yeah. Is that a knock on by Wells? Ooh, I don't know, folks. Sorry, Simon. Yeah. Oh, it is a knock on by. It's going to be a rebel scrum. I am known to swear every now and again, Simon, I'm afraid. I try to keep it clean, but every now and then on the streams I drop a bomb. It's pretty rare, but it happens. It happens. I disappear if you want the Tampa Bay to win because I got money on them at the TAB. Fair enough. Okay, I don't think I put any money on the hockey this year. Old G-Man just got caught off guard. Please, squeaky clean rip. Yeah, I've been known to swear every now and again. Not so much since I had kids, and generally not on YouTube. Betty's always broke, typical builder. I don't know how he manages it, eh? Yeah. He does all his work by himself. I think he used to employ a labourer, but he found it too much of a pain in the ass. So yeah, he's pretty good at what he does though. He's like a genuinely reliable guy when he gets here, and he really takes pride in his work. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't just want to get a job done and piss off. He if he's not happy with something, he'll fix it, kind of thing. So yeah, he's not a cowboy. Remember when Gather said he isn't a fan of swearing? I couldn't believe that, Starleo. It's so fake. I mean, admittedly, my dad has mellowed in his years, but I grew up with my dad swearing all the time. So when he's like, "I don't swear that much," I'm like, "Who are you? And what have you done with my father?" But he is partially telling the truth in that he has toned it down, especially since he had grandkids. Yeah, Moana still got the pressure on if you're still watching the game, folks. We're almost at 33 minutes. This game's been... It's not one that's going real end-to-end, eh? It's one side camps down the other end until they score. Stormers and Leinster. Yeah, that should be a good game. Stormers are in hell of form. G-Man used to always swear on the live streams. And April too, he loves swearing. I'm also kind of a fan of swearing. But I guess you can't overdo it, eh? It loses a bit of its value if you overdo it. But, yeah. I just don't swear in front of my kids that much. Right, Moana opting for 3. It's going to be 14-10. And Christian knocks this one over. He wants to be good for the grandkids, good guy Gaza. Yeah, I used to have to tell him off about it back when my son was growing, to be a child who can speak. But to be fair, he kind of polices himself now. But honestly, when I mentioned it last stream, when I was growing up, I swore like a freaking sailor. Firm believer in the utility value of some swear words. They have a time and a place, but as I said, if you overuse them, they kind of just get devalued, right? It's like anything. In news on when Moana Pasifika and the Force will play, the last I heard is that Moana Pasifika were trying to push for a forfeit from the Force. But I haven't heard it. That was a couple of days ago. I haven't heard anything since because they were saying that they could have played, but the Force are pretty adamant, especially with the front row, that they couldn't have played. They only had one guy available out of their 10 normal front rowers. Knock on for the Rebels. There's just under 5 minutes to go. First time in years I'm proud to be a Stormers fan, says Johan. Similar to me with the Blues in the last 12 months. Yes. Moana Pasifika beating the Canes. Still more of a shocking win than the Tars beating the Satyrs. That's... yeah, maybe. Which one would I have predicted more? I think I would have predicted the Canes dropping a game ahead of the Crusaders, but the Crusaders have been a little bit out of sorts this year. Is that their third loss? Chiefs, Blues, and now Tars? Harsh on the Force, not their fault. Yeah, Jules, I think that's just COVID. I think Moana Pasifika are just kind of pissed off that they have to play another rescheduled game, and it's like, why us again? But like, if the Force have only got one front rower, that's not their fault. That's just the virus, eh? Big V8 show, man. How's it, brother? This one is still in the balance, but I'm gonna say it's kind of the toughest watch of the 3 thus far. The previous 2 games were maybe a bit easier on the old eye. Moana Pasifika beating the Canes is still more shocking. I reckon this all might be, eh? I didn't see Moana Pasifika beating any of the Kiwi teams, to be fair. But I also didn't see the Crusaders losing to any of the Aussie teams, so I'm kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Raises chances of the AB's job are dropping. Certainly he's losing a bit of his, like, I don't know, like that aura about him being pretty much just this invincible coach. Because the teams that he's been putting out have been pretty good teams. Full of All Blacks, so it's not like he was putting out a COVID ravaged side. I mean, he didn't have Moonga playing, but he had Will Jordan. See some new names. Don't forget to like the stream. True. We're at 39 viewers. And Junaid is doing $1 per like on this stream. So if you haven't liked the stream, cost that man some money. And like the stream. Is COVID still a big issue in Australia and New Zealand theatre? I can only speak from personal experience, but after I had COVID, I kind of stopped caring about COVID, which is 100% selfish. But I don't know, man. Just kind of human nature, I guess. I still wear my mask where I'm required to wear a mask. I don't kick up a fuss about anything, but yeah. It doesn't seem to be as big a deal. Rebels are going close. Moana Pasifika need to get some guys around the corner. Gordon. Oh, if he'd been a second earlier, that would have been a try. They were just a bit too slow. Less than a minute to go. Can the Rebels get one done? Wells is over, but is he held up? If he's held up, the Rebels have blown that there, man. The Moana guys literally had nobody to the right of that ruck. Not a soul. But the ball just took so long to come out. They managed to get the defence across just in time. Razor needs to go overseas. Maybe, eh? I mean, once you've coached the same players for so long, it's sometimes worth a change of scenery. Oh, that looks like it's on the whitewash. I think that will give that, but it's got to be clear and obvious. I would, gut instinct says that's a try. That angle looks more short. The other one looks like it's over. Mask mandate here, Taiwan cricket everywhere. Here it's only in the supermarket and like shopping malls, I think. It's the only place I have to wear my mask. Maybe it's on the line, Darwindy. Is maybe it's on the line good enough to award the try? Oh, mask on public transport is right. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. My missus would have said that because she's the one who takes the train. I usually walk the kids to school, so I don't have to worry about it. Wear them. Yeah, of course I wear my mask. I don't want to cause a fuss. I wear my mask. Oh, they're not going to give it. Yeah, fair call. It's 50-50. One angle looked like a try. One angle looks short. So go with the on-field decision. Forgetting medical buildings. Oh, okay. Yeah, true. I haven't been to the pharmacy or the doctor for a while, so that's true. Mum and Dad with COVID down in Queenstown this week. Can think of a worse place to isolate. True. Everyone looks at you funny for not wearing a mask? I guess in Taiwan people are pretty compliant, right? Right. It's almost half time. I will get Gaz's comments ready in a second. My phone's just over there and I'll grab another beer. There's also trivia. We've got it all going on, folks. If you haven't liked the stream, do us a favor and do it. Do it. Gazamania incoming should be epic as usual. The debate is always how long does he, as Junaid mentioned, how long does he take to rip on the refs? Is it opening remarks as the refs? Like if it's the Tars and the Crusaders, the first thing I'm saying is, wow, what a big win for the Tars. I didn't see that coming. Oh man, they held on with that defense. Or wow, they really came out of the blocks firing. You know what I mean? One of my bugs you guys can't see was just flying around. I swear it exists. Simon Barnes is considering a move to Taiwan when your Shenzhen contract ends. What? Remember, not everyone can wear masks. Yeah, for sure. I never mention nothing to nobody. I leave well enough for that. I mind my own business for the most part, eh? Apart from when I'm saying hello to people and being the face of friendship in Henderson. Moana Pasifika have held on. It's going to go into half time at 14-10. Sure, that's going to be half time. Do you think the Southern Hemisphere nations should do a combined team? When? When is the question. When do we fit that into the rugby calendar? I'm not tied down here anymore now that the missus and I have split. What, Simon? No. You were supposed to get married and have Shenzhen babies. What's going on? Come on, man. Only 47 likes. Yeah, last week was a lot higher. What's going on, folks? Get liking. Did I just hear my phone buzz? That can't be Gaza. Oh no, it's one of those spam text messages. Right, let's find the Gaza message. Wow. Okay. Yep. It's 6 minutes. 6 minutes of Gaza messages. So go put the pot of tea on. Yeah. No, that wasn't Gaza. This is from 9 o'clock when the Crusaders game ended. So yes. Here we go.
Yeah, well, Mary, I'm not too disappointed with that. I know it as well, that is it, probably, but you know. Let's get to Keith before we get to the Waratahs and the Crusaders. Well, to be honest, you know, Pickerel, Williams, Keith, maybe, and all the rest of them, they have to seem to say the second half is a mess, you know, like, he made a mess of the second half. I mean, the Waratahs, a bit like the Drew, you know, a bit soft on the offside, but good on them for winning. I'm glad they won. You know, that they deserve it. Well, maybe. You know, the Crusaders got a bonus point, which was pretty important to them. Yeah, his rulings at the breakdown are a bit confusing. His offside rule's confusing, but then he's confusing anyway. He's a star. Out of 10, 5.5. Out of 20, we'll give him 11, but, you know, he's lucky to get that, to be generous. Yeah, well, now we get back to the Waratahs. They were brave. They took their chances. They got the big lead. They held on. Darren Coleman's a bloody good coach. He's got good assistants. The Waratahs' future for the season, I think it'll be okay. You know, I don't think they're going to come over here and bowl too many New Zealand sides. They may do, but, you know, good on them for winning, eh? You know, they've got some good players. They've got a good coaching group. Their future's bright. They've got to get a lot of good young players. So, yeah, will they get this in the finals? Oh, they might do, but I'd be surprised. We'll see how it goes.
8 teams make the finals.
Out of the Crusaders, they had a good fight back. Would they have won with, you know, Blackadder, Moana, Bridge? Maybe. I wouldn't put it positively they would have. They probably would have. But the Crusaders are not the team they were. Well, last year they were a bit shaky, but they were not the team they were 2 to 5 years ago.
That's true.
Scott Robinson lost his mana. Well, I don't think so. I think he's just got a lot of injuries at lock. he's got another guy off tonight who's going to get suspended, Dalzell. Believe it or not, he used to play for Rifles. He's a high end then and he's a high end now. He's also played for Auckland and Waikato and the Chiefs. He's been around. Yeah, but he's a bit of a silly boy, but he's a good lock. But anyway, he's got his marching orders and the decision was right.
Yeah,
Matera was too. Well, the Crusaders, they'll make the final. I got no doubt. They'll bounce back. This will be a good shock for them. They got a bonus point, which is pretty important. They could have won the game, but their line-out was a bit faulty tonight. Robertson made the mistake of playing Gardner and lock. Now, he's a lock loose forward. He's not an actual lock. Dalzell is, but Gardner isn't. So for a guy experienced as Robertson to do that, I'm really surprised. But anyway, he's got to be a 4 out. So yeah, he's digging in the ditches for Loxton. He's going to be digging in the drain for another one. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good result. I'm quite happy they won. The Crusaders got a bonus point. They played better in the second half than the first. The Waratahs were just about out on the feet, but they were gutsy and brave, Yeah, they were gutsy and brave, all right. They were good. So last but not least, say hello to your subscribers for me, and I'll have a look at the Hurricanes Brumbies game. The Brumbies can win that, but so could the Hurricanes. I think it'll be tight. It'll be 5-10 points either way. It won't be a blowout. The Crusaders' future, yeah, they'll make the final. They'll bounce back. Will they win it? No, I don't know. I'm not certain about the Blues or the Crusaders winning it. The Chiefs could come and surprise us. They seem to be a danger team. And we'll just see where the Aussie competition goes. The Brumbies will definitely make the finals. The Reds, maybe. We'll see. I know everybody's going to blow up at the Waratahs beat the Crusaders, but let's be honest, their times in the future, probably not this season. That's what the Rugby Bible says. So that is that. I'll just keep it short. Hello to your subscribers. Tell them I love them heaps. Tell them to keep supporting your channel. You're doing a great job. And just give them the best commentary you can, and just tell them that, I'm thinking of them. Love them heaps for loving the game of rugby, and stay loyal and faithful to you, basically. Yeah, so keep supporting Mark. He's doing a great job. Okay, Gazamania, Rogermania, over and out.
I don't think Gaza knows how many teams make the playoffs. It's 8. 8 teams. The Reds surely make the playoffs with the head start they've got. Anyway. Yeah. There we go. It's always nice to get the Gaza messages. I told him I would be streaming tonight, so that he should send through some messages. So that's good. Yeah, he rated the refs higher this week than last week, even though he didn't seem very happy with them. So, yeah, 5.5 out of 10, 11 out of 20. That makes sense. Yeah, there we go. Gaza has a more New Zealand accent. It must be said than me. And Junaid reminded me to look up the halftime stats. Thank you for the reminder, mate. April Tuesday doesn't even know what YouTube or the internet is. To be fair, Gaza has gotten a lot better pretty much since he retired. Yeah, we got him a smartphone, and slowly he kind of got his way into it. But it's a bit worrying as well, because he finds the dumbest stuff. Have I mentioned this before? He finds the dumbest stuff on the internet. You know how the internet is full of all kinds of kooky, crazy nonsense. Like, he finds it. He'll just come over and be like, "Hey Mark, I found this video the other day on my phone. Found this video down in the South Island. They found a fucking Bigfoot, mate." And I'll be like, "Right." He's like, "I saw a video on my phone. I'll show you. Bigfoot." Okay. And down in the Waikato, they found a panther there's a panther roaming the forests of the Waikato. Like, okay, a panther. Yeah, I've got it on my phone. As if that means like that's like legit. I don't know. But yeah, he's gotten better with his phone. He knows how to text. He knows how to send voice messages. And it's good. We keep in touch. I don't see him every day, so it's certainly good to keep in touch with him, especially seeing as he's retired. So he's got a bit of time on his hands. Although I did tell him, he used to send me like 20 messages a day, like 21 minute voice messages. Like, all right. And he would repeat himself. So I'd be like, all right, send me 3. You know, get to the point a little bit. But, yeah. Guess's introduction into smartphones. Yeah, and he, you know those like pop-up ads that you're not supposed to click on that will install like stupid apps on your phone? Like he'll be like, what's this app on my phone? And he's like installed the craziest crap. Like my mum looks at him because some of the apps are pretty dodgy. She's like, what have you been looking at? And he's like, I didn't touch anything. Like some app with like a half-naked lady on it. She's like, what have you been doing? Yeah. Anyway, God knows what he's searching for. He doesn't do Twitter yet, Junaid, thankfully. Twitter would probably break him. I don't think he could handle Twitter. Interestingly, the run meters is 281 to 115 to Moana Pasifika. They've had more clean breaks, more defenders beaten. But they're behind on the scoreboard at half time. Yeah, basically my dad's phone is filled up with spam and viruses. So, yeah. I try to check on it every now and again. Novmom's dad texts to see if he'll be home, and then he will text me when he's almost there so he can have a cup of coffee ready. I do that, hey? I do that. I'll call my mum if I'm on my way and be like, right, I'm like 5 minutes away. Put the jug on if I'm going to visit them. Or if I'm coming home and I know my wife's home, I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, I'll put the jug on. Trivia. Yes, Junaid. I was just thinking of that. Right, we got 2 bits of trivia. As always, just check in your answers. Because your guess may be faster than Google. So, there you go. It's an easy one first. It's kind of a pop culture one from an old TV show. What country was MASH set in? The old TV show MASH. What country was that set in? Alan Alda and whoever else there was. Big V8 shows. Oh, Taiwan cricket got it. It was Korea, indeed. It was Korea. Novmom also got it. Korea. Fletching got it. Korea. Yes, there we go. Big V8 shows mum's falling for those clean ads on thing. Nice. It was Korea. Second one. Oh, God, I can't even read that. Okay. Who is, second trivia question, it's music related. Who is the vocalist, and congratulations to Taiwan Cricket for the first answer. Who was the vocalist for Rage Against the Machine? There we go. Famous songs like F You, I Won't Do What You Tell Me. Who was the vocalist for Rage Against the Machine? Oh, Big V8 show got it. We were just talking music about an hour ago. Me and Big V8 show. Zach Della. Is it Rocha or Roca? I don't actually know the pronunciation. John Smith's an admirable guess, Leo Stalio, but unfortunately not correct. Junaid also got it. Johan didn't get it with Justin Bieber. Dan Carter was also not right. Zach's kind of right. There we go. Well done to Big V8 show. Taiwan Cricket. So one guy in Taiwan and one guy in Hong Kong. getting the answers. Well done, team. Second half is almost upon us. How many likes are we up to, please? Somebody let me know. If we can get it higher than whatever it is, that would be appreciated. What are the other famous Rage Against the Machine songs? Apart from that F you, I won't do what you tell me. Is that even the name of the song? Can't remember what that song's called. 50 likes. Nice. Happy days. 44 viewers, 50 likes. Can we get it higher than 50? Second half is underway. Remember, Junaid is doing the donations for however many likes. He's going to donate an equivalent amount. So we need to get the likes higher. Sleep Now in the Fire. Oh, Bulls on Parade. Yeah, that's probably the most famous one. One of the most famous ones. Don't know about Testify. I don't know that one. 52. Ticking along nicely. I wish Jason Kang was here because Jason's parents run a bakery here in West Auckland, and I went there the other day, and I was like, "How's Jason?" When I went to buy a, what did I buy? A piece of carrot cake. Yeah, I'm not looking after myself. I bought carrot cake from Jason's mum's bakery, and I was like, "How's Jason?" And she looks at me. As I'm assuming Jason's a fair bit younger than me. How the hell do you know Jason? And when I said through rugby, that didn't clear things up at all. But yeah. Fa'o Musilia's on, Starleo. That's the best news we've had all day. Apart from the fact that we're at 56 likes, which is even better. Michael Alatola has been playing. Dwayne, mate, he played last week for Leinster. Been playing really well. Carrot is a vegetable. April Tui. I like that logic. And no nice food takeaways. I didn't buy any pies. Haven't had any pies this week. Didn't buy any pies. I went with the sweet instead of the savoury. New Zealand bakeries are honestly the best. If you're looking for cheap food, a New Zealand bakery is probably the cheapest meal you're going to get. Cheapest hot meal you're going to get is a New Zealand bakery. You can get a pie for a couple of dollars. Maybe not $2. $3 or $4, depending on how fancy they are. Yeah, I didn't say he follows me on YouTube. I didn't go with that line. I just said I know him through rugby. And she just looked like, what the hell? Does my son play rugby or something? Yeah. So. That's Rob Leota. That's not Moana Pasifika Watch Along, but there is Moana Pasifika Watch Along. Good to see him back. He's been injured all season. Would do bad things for a good bakery pie, Simon. Yeah. I gotta admit, after living in China, first thing I would do every time I came back to New Zealand was eat a pie every day. Not that I do that now, nice food takeaways, but I would eat a pie every day for about a week. Go to the bakery and not buy a pie. Believe it or not, nice food takeaways. I didn't buy a pie at the bakery. I bought one sole piece of carrot cake, which I think cost $3.70. Didn't have the old cream cheese icing though. It was just regular icing, so I was a little bit surprised by that. Most places go cream cheese icing with carrot cake. Turnover ball. Here come Moana Pasifika from their own 22. Let's go, boys. Chuck it round. Big don't argue on hard work. Let's go. And Lily Fano on the wing. He's never going to run it. He kicks it. Parents even picked me up from the airport with a BP pie in the car. You got good parents, Simon, mate. Very good parents. Sausage roll versus meat pies, Junaid. I think it's meat pie all day long. Meat pies have so many different varieties, man. Pie Day Friday used to do 2 pies, caramel slice, and a Coke for $11. God, you miss it. That's a heart attack waiting to happen, but yes. That sounds pretty good. I'm not sure about a caramel slice and a Coke. That doesn't sound like a great combo. Coffee, maybe. The sausage rolls have a place and it's right below the pie. Yeah, pretty much. They accompany the pie. They do not replace the pie. Callaway's turn to put boot to ball. We're doing a bit of force back at the moment. Leofano's putting boot to ball. I haven't seen Carter Gordon's kick yet. Here it comes. Carter Gordon, is that going to be a 30-20? No. Leofano does the chip and chase. Hodgie with a good take around his ankles. He's not a kicker. You're not going to kick. Oh. That's why he doesn't kick. Pineapple pies. No, we don't have pineapple pies. Generally in New Zealand, most of our pies are meat pies. The most famous two would be probably, well, there's varieties, either mince pie or mince and cheese, and then steak and cheese. Those are probably the most common 4 pies. Then there's also chicken pies. You can get like fancier ones like butter chicken pies. You can get Thai green chili pies. You can get cranberry and chicken pies. You can get heaps of kind of pies, but the stock standard is like mince and cheese, steak and cheese. They're pretty bloody good. We're not that big on fruit pies in New Zealand. They do have a place, like apple would probably be the most common, but of all the desserts we have, fruit pies are pretty low. Sweet pies, the most common is probably custard pie. I'm not sure if you have custard pies. And we even do jelly or jello pies, which have got some fruit in them. Yeah. There's like island pineapple pies. You can get those in New Zealand. I think I might have seen those at the night market, but I don't think I've ever had one. Victoria, I'm on the same page as you. My go-to pie is mince and cheese. You know this game is not that great when I'm talking about pies as much as we are, but yeah, mince and cheese is pretty much the go-to pie for me. Is that a Stonewood beer, Jamie? No, man, it's just a Tui. Simple old Tui. When did bakery shops become a thing in New Zealand? I remember when we were around some child in the 70s and the 80s, but part of every street side row shops was the 90s? Probably. A lot of the people who run the bakeries around where I live anyway, or wherever I have lived, they're usually like Cambodian or like from Myanmar or Vietnam. Yeah. They're often Asian, but never Chinese from my memory. Like the Chinese run all the takeaway shops, but never the bakeries. Because at least from my experience in China, baking is not a huge thing. Here we go, Moana Pasifika. They're like a meter out. I've never had a cookie pie, Dwayne. Sounds pretty decadent. Steak and black pudding. I've never seen that one on the shelf here. Try time. Here we go. Lead change. Viet and Cambodian bakeries for dates. Pretty much, Victoria. Yeah, pretty much. Your kitten caught a mole. April 2. What? Now you know what's digging up the garden. Fair enough. We don't have moles here. You know that. Try time. There we go. Zachary, the Tars win was pretty epic, mate. Mince pies with cheese, yeah. Yummy is right. Making me hungry. April 2, he screamed at the mole. How big is a mole? I've never even seen a mole. Hedgehog, yes, Junaid. Hedgehogs bloody everywhere. You see them squashed every now and again too, flattened. Yeah, Kai, Musili I think came on at half time. It is 14 points to 17. I'll give you guys one tip if you ever go to China, and I'm sure Simon will probably back me up on this. If you ever go to a Chinese bakery, if you're in China, I'm not sure if Taiwan is the same, but if you see something, oh no, Moana Pasifika is about to give away a try. Poor handling. If you see something on like a bread bun, which looks like chocolate, it's not chocolate, it's red bean paste. It's always red bean paste. It's never chocolate. And all the bread is super sweet. If you see bread, it's always very sweet. They don't do like unsweetened bread, plain bread. Taiwan is not the same. Right, Taiwan knows how to do that stuff. Does Taiwan not do red bean paste? Yeah, Simon knows. It's not chocolate. Those goddamn beans, honestly. My first trip to China, my heart was broken. I finally found a bakery. I was like, bro, these guys have got chocolate buns for days. I bought like a 6-pack of chocolate buns. And it was red bean paste. Right. They do hide. I'm sure Taiwan does red bean as well. Right, red bean's a big thing in that part of the world. Yeah. You get a bun, looks great, bite into it. That's pretty much my experience. My experience was you could see a little bit of where they'd put the red bean in. Only a touch. It was like a little fleck, a little dark fleck. And I was like, it has to be chocolate. And I had a Kiwi with me and he was telling me it's not chocolate. I was like, of course it's chocolate. Don't be an idiot. It's not chocolate. Fuck you. I'm getting the chocolate buns. I'm not giving you any. Yeah, red bean was on my face. Japan does red bean paste as well. Oh, Hodgie with the dummy. Well, that lead didn't last long. Munchie Mart at uni, man. That's a blast from the past. It's like when you get a biscuit with raisins in it. It's worse than a biscuit with raisins in it. Somehow. Canned baked beans or canned spaghetti? I can do either, Junaid. I'm not really fussed. My kids would say spaghetti. Been there, done that, Anthony. I see what you did there. What do I think of the Rebels jerseys, Kai? They're okay. Nothing too flash. I prefer the one I'm wearing. Munchie Mart and Skittles on special for ages. Oh, man. You know, for a while, I worked at the University of Auckland, and I used to help run the knowledge base. So if you type in questions to find out information about the university, you'll find articles that answer the questions. One of the most common questions, mate, was, what are the opening hours of Munchie Mart? Like, that's what students want to know. That's the pertinent question. Not like, how do I apply to study, or how do I apply to graduate? When's the freaking convenience store open? Priorities. Top priorities. Because we could see the rankings of all the articles by views. It was always the freaking Munchie Mart, man. I looked after the knowledge base, yes. More for the staff side. That was my baby. That was my favorite job, eh? I started this channel when I was doing that job because that job was cruisy ass. It was so cruisy. I got promoted out of that job. I should have never taken it. I should have just stayed. That was the easiest job. Although my boss, when they changed the manager, she realized it was too cruisy and she was going to make me do more work. That's why I left that job. I was loving that job. I was really good at it too, I think. Cecil was just ending Junaid, mate, when I was there, and they were implementing Canvas. I had to prepare a shitload of articles about Canvas, but more for the staff than for the students. There was a different guy looking after the student articles. Super Rugby needs to do something about the jersey clashes. I'm not finding tonight's one too bad, eh? It looks like it's a potential one with the white shoulders. And the white jersey, but yeah. Moana Pasifika's doing alright, Sammy. Yeah, they're doing okay. In my first year of uni, we had Cecil, and then they brought in Canvas as Junaid. For you guys out of the loop, this is like the university's online assessment system. Man, you must have started in 2000... what? 16. Because I was literally working at the uni when they made that change. 15. 15. Okay, I was close. I was close. Bro, I might have answered your phone call. My first job at the uni was answering student phone calls. Then I moved that job to the staff knowledge base, but I also helped with the student knowledge base a little bit. I may have answered your phone call. Welcome to the University of Auckland. You're through to Mark. How can I help? Ah, you want to apply. Well, you need to go to apply.auckland.ac.nz. Log in with your username and password. God, I dealt with some dumb people wanting to be uni students. To be fair, most of them were very nice. The worst ones were mums, actually. The worst ones were mums. Hi, my son wants to do engineering. Like, what school classes does he need to take? And the kid's like 8. Like, bro, you don't need to worry about that yet. I suppose plan for the future, but things might change. Anyway. Oh, bit of handbags. Some laughter and handbags. They're loving it. Oh, fuck, my silly's gone off already. That didn't last long. Why do I think there's so many cards in Super Rugby, Rodri? I think the amount of cards, I haven't done the stats on it. I think the amount of cards is about the same as everywhere else. I've been watching the Premiership and the URC. The URC did seem to have less cards initially, but I think it's not too much higher. I could be wrong. I'll need to run the numbers. Sounds like wealthy mums in China, Simon, I bet. Keen parents is right, man. Like, I understand it's important for your kids, but you still need to just ease off into it. The worst ones were parents who were like wanting to know their kids' grades, and I could see like, man, your kid didn't even attend the classes. Like, or not attend. I could see your kid didn't even take the exam. Like your DNS did not submit, but I can't tell them. I'd be like, you need to talk to your son. I can't tell you. Oh, but I'm paying for her studies. You need to tell me what happened. I can't tell you. It's your kid's account. A 60 likes. Man, we're ticking up there, remember? Can we get it to 70? That's a good question, Sinead. I am not sure. Flesh and I do have a Hawaii shirt, and it is my favorite shirt. I think maybe my second favorite. It's my favorite newest shirt. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it, but they're pretty hard to get. You need to get them from Argentina, as far as I'm aware. And no, Simon, I haven't planned my kid's entire career yet. What am I doing as a parent? I know. Playing freaking Lego and playing ball in the front yard. $14 sent off so far. I just remember last week when I watched the Premiership, there was like at least 3 red cards in 6 games. So it didn't seem. It just seems normal these days that you see cards. Still playing with Lego, must be an architect. Oh yeah, for sure. My son builds the most random crap out of his Lego. But I always go and have a look and see what it is. Ask questions about it. What are the functions? And, Do I always buy my jerseys at full price? So, I think I have bought one. I've definitely bought Tonga at full price. Everything else, no. I'm pretty stingy with that, eh? I get them off Trade Me. I get them end of season. Or because my missus works for the company that owns Rebel Sport, at the worst, I'll get like 20% off from her staff card, like this one. So, yeah, I never pay full price, eh? I tend to get end of season. End of season is gold. They're just trying to flog them off. But I remember I wanted to get every Rugby World Cup country before the last World Cup, and Tonga, I could only find one shop that was selling them and they were full price. That one was painful. Jerseys are too expensive. I know, man, Rodri. That's why I can remember the Tonga one being full price, because that, with the shipping, it came from America. That freaking hurt. But yeah, Trade Me is good if you're in New Zealand. It's like eBay. Heaps of people have got jerseys for sale there. You just got to keep an eye on it. But it's a bit of a gamble as to what condition they'll be in, because they always look better in the pictures. This could be a try. Callaway in the corner. That's the best try of the game. That's probably the best try of the game. Well done, Rebels. That was end-to-end stuff. I did buy a Tongan jersey full price. Yeah, unfortunately. Offload from the ground. Michael Wells gets it to Joey Powell. Powell with the step. Pass to Hodgie. Hodgie got it wide. And then Callaway. Was he going full tilt? It doesn't look like it, but he gets there. Bought a South Africa jersey on Jingdong here. 5 months ago. Still hasn't read it. What's Jingdong? I've been out of China too long, bro. Try the round arm. When do you reckon? That was pretty sweet. Wells was involved. Powell was involved. Hodge. Some guy is just going in the background trying to put off Reese Hodge. That seemed to work because he missed that one. He's been kicking like very accurately until this point. That's hilarious. Taobao. Okay, you bought it on Taobao. That makes more sense. Goodness me. I was like, what's Jingdong? I got to admit, Simon, though, I left China in 2014. I went back like 2 years later with my missus just for a holiday. And I went to KFC to see my Aussie mate, and we always have KFC. He's back in Australia now, but he was still in China at the time. And the lady was like, do you want to pay by cash or jiffle bao? And I was like, what the hell is a jiffle bao? And it was just like paying by your phone. Now everybody in China pays by your phone. I felt like anyway, I shouldn't have asked her. I should have just said cash because I didn't know what the other one was. Do you want to pay by cash or blah, blah, blah? Like, just say cash because I've only got cash. Whatever the other way is, I don't have a way to pay with that. But I still ask, what's that? And she's having to explain to me the doofus. Like, obviously, if I don't know what it is, I can't pay that way. But she still tried to explain it to me. Anyway, why did I ask her? Just pay with cash, Mark. Let the lady get on with her work. Rebels are on the verge of winning. Yeah. It's a 9-point lead. But if Moana Pasifika score here, because they're right on the line, it's properly game on again. The game needs it. Rotary's off to watch some other rugby. All right, mate. Enjoy. Different world now, mate. You didn't have Wei Shenpei. Yeah, last time I went was 2018 and everything was on Wei Shenpei. Everywhere was just scanning QR codes. Virtually nobody had cash. I was like the old man using cash. That was a great try, Hollywood. Yeah, it really was, but I don't know. The Rebels, maybe. The Rebels are on a decent run and decent form with their performance levels anyway. So maybe. They only need to finish above the Drua, Moana Pasifika, the Force, and one more team. Yeah, who else are they going to finish above? China has a few good years ahead of New Zealand when it comes to tech. It's interesting, Sinead, because when I first went to China in I'm talking 2005, they didn't even use ATMs. I was like, everything is here as cash. I'm like, you guys are so backwards. What is wrong with you guys? Like, you could use a card if you went to like Walmart, and the lady would be like, oh shit, and she'd have to pull out the machine and like kind of half set it up. And then the ATM card became a little bit more common, but only at like Walmart or big stores would take card. But still, even most of the people going to big stores would use cash. I would say 90%. And then like overnight, seemingly for me, because I left for 18 months or 2 years, they skipped the whole card generation and went straight to paying everything on their phone. It's crazy. Like here, there's a few places that take Apple Pay, but not much. I don't even have an iPhone, but my missus uses one, so she knows. There's ATMs, but the ATM is just for getting cash. Like there's no POS machine, point of sale, like an FPOS machine. No stores have them. Like here, dairies have got ATMs, right? Not ATMs, FPOS machines. In China, the idea that you could use your card at a dairy is like unbelievable. Like, no, it's like only the biggest of chain stores would accept it. They only used the bank cards to get cash out of the machine, basically. Oh, rebels are going to get out of jail here. Don't think cashless society is necessarily a good thing. Canadian government made a question about it. Honestly, April Tui, the reason China, I think, was pretty keen to go cashless is because they can keep track of all the people and what they're spending on, because the tax system over there is really weird. Like, I don't know if it's different from province to province, but where I was living, like if you go to a restaurant, right, and you buy a big meal, let's say you have 10 people, you spend a couple, like the equivalent of a couple of $100. When you go to pay, what you're supposed to do is ask for a receipt, and the receipt comes from a little tax booklet that the restaurant has had to buy from the government. So when they buy that little booklet, that's when they're paying their tax, kind of thing, like their GST, I guess, maybe, whatever their company tax. But the company would, like the restaurant would often say to you, hey, if you don't want to us to give you the receipt, then I'll give you a couple of bottles of Coke for free. You know, I'll give you a couple of waters, whatever you want. Like something small, so they don't have to pay the tax. Like tax evasion was massive. Everywhere they don't want to give you a receipt, like an official receipt, because that's how they pay their tax. It was very much paper based. I don't know what it's like now, but I think that's why they were keen to go cashless, because they can keep track of where all the money's going. Yeah, Simon Barnes has got a good little YouTube channel. I say little, but yeah, it's all, I don't know. I like the videos. I always want Simon to make more stuff, although he's got a broken arm at the moment, so maybe not. You like the ATMs where you can deposit cash? In China, everyone used to use those. They're a pain in the ass because so many of the money would get rejected as fake, even if it wasn't fake, if it was just like scrumpled up. Right, Moana need to score here, folks, as we talk about everything but rugby. There's 12 minutes to go, 11 and a half. They're in the 22, they're gone 5 phases. They're in the Rebels 22. They need points because they're still 2 scores behind. I did watch your video with like the lanterns for Lantern Festival from like 2018, whatever it was. I watched that one, mate. Is it normal to tip in restaurants in China? No. China doesn't really do tipping. Tipping seems like a pain in the backside. But I've never been to America, so I don't know. 65 likes. 5 more for 70. Can we get to 70? Folks. See if you can get it done. Please, if anyone missed out, Junaid is going to donate the equivalent of the likes at the end of the stream in dollars. So, if we can get to 70 likes, that's $70, which is a whopping amount of cash. 28. Yes, I follow your channel. I want more content, but like I said, you can get over your broken arm first. I want my eldest to go get something from the super and he bikes there. I can transfer money into his account and just uses his debit card. Yeah, you can keep track of him that way. Saw online that Australia is likely to get 2029 Women's World Cup. I hadn't seen that, mate. Walter, mate, good man. Like the stream. You're a legend. Welcome along. Do we just like the vid? I think that's how it works, mate. So, yes, please. Tips here are different. Don't tip the waitress, but 100 Rambos to the security guard does wonders. If that's called bribery. I never did that with cash, so I did it with cigarettes. Yeah, I did that with cigarettes. I certainly tip taxi drivers and stuff with cigarettes. Keep things going. Local bank branches have disappeared. All the internet and phone banking and more tracking flashing. You're right, actually. The local bank I've got here around the corner from me, I went past it the other day and I saw it's closed permanently. COVID's been another excuse for them to close all the branches. 72 likes, nice. So you bribe someone with cigarettes, of course. All the police and anyone in authority in China, men, generally smoke. So you keep nice cigarettes to offer them in situations of trouble or whatever. It's a cultural thing, I guess. Cigarettes, no, it's not jail currency. It's China currency. What would be last week's total? We must be getting close. Ooh, poor Lincoln McClutchy. Don't try that with the cops nowadays. Are they a bit less on the old corruption thing? Oh, look at Motunga's face, man. He's got a bit of a claret situation going on. Admittedly, I am a long time out of China, so I don't know. Simon's got much more up-to-date information. China encourages cancer. Cigarettes in China are very, very cheap, yes. So pretty much, yes. Is that a macho thing for the Chinese? I think so. Cigarettes and alcohol, for sure. It's supposed to be a man's domain, although you still find some young... Well, not just young girls, but yeah, you'll still find some women who smoke. If you're in the big city and younger guys, not about it. Okay. It's all the old boys that probably still do it. So all is off, mate. Alright, bro. Take care. Yeah, I think so as well. It's always better to watch with friends, eh? Moana miracle in the last 10 minutes, Simon. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Jules hopes for it, yeah. Because she doesn't want the Rebels to win. If we're talking China too much, how's the rugby scene, if anything, over there? Interestingly, Jaden, when I lived there anyway, Simon might have more up-to-date information, but it was virtually non-existent. But where I lived in Wuhan, there was a rugby team. It was mostly made up of expats, but there was the odd Chinese member of it. But since the Olympics started having sevens, China does actually put money into rugby, like at least sevens, because if it's basically, you know, China, if it's the Olympics, they'll do what they can to get medals, so they will fund it. But yeah. Right, sounds like Simon said pretty much what I said, so it doesn't sound like it's changed a lot. Right. The fact that Moana Pasifika just coughed the ball up there doesn't do their chances a lot of good. No worries, Jaden. I would say the most popular sport with the boys anyway, when I was there, was basketball. Easily. By both participation and by just general interest. Boys were always talking about Kobe Bryant and stuff like that. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go, go. Did you drop it? McClutchy, did you just drop it over the line? No. No. Come on. No way. That was a sure game on try. No way. What a slap. That is unbelievable. Maybe he should have had the ball in two hands there. Still early. Oh my God. Bro. Yeah, you need to be carrying it in the hand away from the defender. That's true. The commentators have just said that. That's like Simon's just said too. Oh, that was over for all money. Yeah, man, that's brutal. That would have been game on. That would have absolutely been game on. Show the young ones that one. I do that with my son. Just the other day, we were playing Ripper in our driveway. My neighbor was not home, so I didn't have the threat of annoying her. And like he would step past me, which was cool. And then like sometimes he would drop the ball over the line. I was like, bro, two hands when you put it down. Two hands, two hands, two hands. I'm trying to teach him like high ball technique and stuff. Not that it really matters, but you know what I mean. Like put that foundational stuff in young. Who am I picking tomorrow, Jules? I think I picked the Brumbies. Because I didn't pick them last week. So I decided to reverse and pick them. Master Slap is right. How many likes are we up to, Junaid, as we're getting close to full time? Winnipeg, the Filipinos love basketball. They have great youth teams, but high school they're too short. Yeah, I worked with a few Filipinos in China, and they were all into basketball and Manny Pacquiao. That was pretty much it. 76, nice. Liam's compost is at 44 degrees and looking amazing. Bokashi's coming along. Good stuff. My garden's going all right, but my frickin' bok choy has gone to seed again. It's not even hot or cold. It's been very temperate, but the bloody stuff's gone to seed again. I don't know why. We've surpassed last week's likes. Well done, team. 54 viewers. Remember, Junaid is going to drop $1. I've said this so many times, Junaid. I'm sorry. For every like. So get that number as high as possible. Issues with the soil? I don't know, maybe. I put a fresh layer of compost down not long before planting. Gave it enough time to kind of cool off. Don't know. Come on. Yeah, there's 4 minutes to go. Moana Pasifika are about 4 meters out. The ref was about to give advantage, but he didn't. Oh, Tawala's been caught. Someone was asking before if he should be in the midfield or fullback. I think in the midfield personally, but I don't know. Junaid, YouTube gets 30%. 30%. But I think if you go through the link on the description, it's less, because that goes through Streamlabs instead. But then it doesn't pop up in the chat, so... Here we go. They scored. Folks, we've got a game. We've got a game. Bro, all the games this week, or this Saturday, or this week so far, yeah, this whole week. Unbelievable. Have they not taken the conversion yet? Bro, like Kai says, the clock's ticking. April Tui, I didn't used to use this streaming platform. I used to use StreamYard, which didn't have connection to PayPal. I think Buy Me a Coffee and the link below in this one are pretty much the same. He's missed the conversion, so it's 26.22. But certainly, yeah, Buy Me a Coffee works as well because they don't take a heck of a lot. Right. Taiwan cricket, 100 Taiwan dollary dues. Thank you, mate. We've got a game. There we go. It pops up eventually. Better late than never. Canes versus Brumbies has to be a barnstormer, bro. Well, we'll stream that one tomorrow. I'll set it up later if you want to watch tomorrow. 79 likes, 79 minutes, bro. One more like, please. Anybody. One more like. One more minute to go. Moana Pasifika are in the own 22. They need to go pretty much 80 meters. That's the early game, Victoria. Yeah, it might be too early for you because it's on at like 4 o'clock here. So I think that's like 5 in the morning for you. You'd have to eat a few sausage rolls to get up for that one. Get Gazza to come around tomorrow and watch. I can ask him, but I saw him today, so he may not be keen. He came over on Friday. I went to his area today, so we're kind of even. And he's coming over next weekend because it's my daughter's birthday. 6 a.m. gross, I know. If you got kids, 6 a.m. is nothing, but anyway, that's by the by. 15 seconds to go. 9 phases. Do you use Sky Satellite? I'm behind Jaden. I'm on Sky Sports now, so it's a stream. Hardwick's gonna go over. They turned it over. Man, Moana Pasifika just need to hold on for the bonus point. Oh, it's a Rebels penalty. Blake says, late game donation. Come on, Rebels. Cheers, man. Thank you, mate. It's been a cracking game, isn't it? Like, it's been a bit slow at times, but for goodness sake, if it ends close, I'm willing to suffer through some less than enthralling stuff. And Taiwan cricket's mum turned 80. Bloody hell, that's a good knock as well. Well done, mate. I hope you gave her a call. Yeah, there's handbags, they're checking a tackle, it's all going on. Oh, that's going to be trouble. Oh. And April 2's mum turned 75. Goodness me. It's a popular day, the 30th of April. Kai, I reckon he's going to be in trouble. Hasn't he only just come back from suspension? North Mum's dad's turning 70 in October. What day in October? I'm not October, baby. Kai reckons red. Yeah, there's not. Head with force, not a lot of mitigation. Ooh, he's pretty upright. April reckons red all day. number of likes, number of minutes of the game. Thank you, folks. Sorry, Junaid, mate, but you're a gentleman. Nu'u's only just come back from suspension. He did an education course. Hey, Boomfire, he needs to go back to class. Oh, the commentator's just stole my line, or I stole his, either way. Lucky for the Rebels, that's literally the last minute, I suppose, yeah. Didn't pay attention. Did someone remove a like? Oh, folks. Come on. Game is still going. Oh, no. Oh, McClutchy missed touch. No, 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 no. Oh, that's a kind of a stink way to end it. Mr. Junaid, you're a man of your word. Great game. Sada's got me down, but enjoyed this. Thanks for the stream, dude. Bro, as always, I appreciate it. That is a fair chunk of change. You're a gentleman, sir. Thank you for that, mate. Much appreciated. Crazy, crazy stuff. But wow. What a deflating end to the game. I mean, the red card's a bit of drama. And then Moana Pasifika got a chance to give us a grandstanding finish, but it just doesn't make touch. What? Anyway. Cheers, folks, for that one. That one wasn't always a classic. But like I said, it ends on a knife edge. So it's... It makes things, like I said, a bit more interesting. Yes, Hollywood will jump on for the Canes visiting Canberra to take on the Brumbies tomorrow. I haven't set it up yet. I will set it up tomorrow because I'm going to hit the hay soon. But, yeah, if you weren't aware of that big donation, I thought it says Milo. That's actually our man, Junaid. So, yes. Cheers as always, folks. Take care of yourselves. And, yeah, hopefully tomorrow's game is equally as kind of close as this one, because this one ended with a real cracking finish. But anyway, take care, everybody. Cheers again. And, yeah, I'll see you guys for another one.